Hi everyone, welcome to J&G Poemcast, where Gavin and I bring in poem analysts
Indeed.
to discuss poems, actually. So we have our first guest here, Jen.
Let's give a round of applause for Jen. Hi, Jen. Come here.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
She doesn't want to
Right
shake
here,
my
right
hand.
here,
All
sit right here.
All right, yeah,
All right, so let's just get right into it now. So what's the poem you're bringing to us today, Jen?
It's actually a Gwendolyn Brooks poem called Children of the Poor.
Exciting. Okay. So tell us your attraction to this poem when you were picking it first.
Well, first off, she's a very talented woman who is just a strong individual, and
Yes,
the poem
she
is about children trying to strive in life who don't have much, and the mother and child bond.
Okay, so would you say that's something that's the sort of the theme of the poem?
Yeah, definitely, like having just a strong bond and always being supportive.
So now, did you find that one central theme, or were there multiple themes working in this poem?
There were definitely multiple themes, like social classes and not being accepted if you're poor. The ability for children to strive in life if they don't have anything, and also the mom's encouragement through emotion.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just start off, get right into it. So how did the author Gwendolyn Brooks use syntax to really drive that message home?
Well, she has 3 stanzas in this poem, and for each stanza it is a giant long sentence, and she uses just a bunch of commas and semicolons to add in descriptions. First talking about the mother and how she didn't know what to do with her kids because she's poor, and then on to the children and how they don't really want to ask for much, but they need stuff in order to succeed, and it's just long sentences, and she kind of just makes it flow all the way through.
Indeed. Okay, so we noticed when Jason and I were reading through this poem a couple of years ago, we were thinking about we noticed some interesting diction, and we want you to talk about that if you see some interesting diction.
The way she describes the children throughout the whole poem is kind of the way you wouldn't normally describe children. She describes them as kind of wimpy at first, and that they need a lot of attention, that they're incomplete, that their mother provides them with love that is like sugar that rots your teeth, which is very strange because most of the time you think love as a perfect thing and something that makes you whole, but in this poem she makes it seem like it's a bad thing. And she makes the children seem like they're very needy. And then by the end she brings in the Bible, and she talks about that, and that diction just brings in like the hope of stuff.
Okay.
All right, so moving on, how would you say the imagery works in that same way to bring about that message?
It's like at first she talks a lot about natural causes and how a parent would step in the way if their child was ever like caught in that situation. And the images just show violent stuff where you would protect your child, and how, for example, when your child hurts themselves, you'll always be there to like patch them up with a Band-Aid. So that's pretty important.
Okay. So so are we ready for the closing statements?
Yeah.
Okay. So we would like to know, what does this poem mean for you personally?
Personally, it means that even if you don't have much in your family, you can still support your children. You can still make sure they succeed in life, and you just have to be there for them to pick them up when they fall.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jen, for
Yeah,
joining us today.
of course.
It was great for you to come in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, when I lean forward. My bad. Okay.